let's go to the person who appears to be suffering most grief because of this, our old friend Jose Mourinho. And I noted in a column you write for the Herald every week, a couple of times a week, that you were quite tough on Mourinho when he criticised Paul Scholes, who in turn had criticised the team and particularly had criticised Paul Pogba. I agreed with Scholes, and I thought his honesty on the Pogba issue was very, very refreshing and different from people, even people I respect like Gary Neville, who've been going around saying this guy is special, and Scholes seemed to suggest he's not special and he may not even be fit.
I would agree. I mean, I agreed with Scholes' criticism of Pogba. I think there's a game going on there, Eamon, which I think we both believe. I'm not so sure that Mourinho was really in favour of the Pogba signing, but have to go along with the club's wishes to be a big club, or show they were still a big club by paying the amount of money they did. But anyway, to get back to Scholes, I think Scholes' criticism of Pogba was fair and right, and I agreed with it. I think Mourinho's response to Scholes, Scholes was only doing his job, Eamon, as a pundit, as we know. He was only doing his job and giving a fair assumption and an honest assumption, or a view of the situation. Mourinho's response to Scholes was outrageous. It was mean, it was vicious, and it was all the things that I don't like about Mourinho, wrapped into one paper report, which I thought was absolutely outrageous. He said, he almost said that Scholes was jealous of the money that Pogba was earning. Now that was outrageous. And then he brings himself in and says,
just on
Scholes
that,
be delighted.
Just on that point about Paul Scholes and the validity of Mourinho's criticism, Paul Scholes never had an agent. He had an accountant who did all his deals with Manchester United. He was a one-club player. He was one of the greatest players in the world for a very long time, and he was notably not a breadhead. No, and he was only doing his job on the television, as we know. I mean, you're still doing it. We've done it for years. And you're not, the manager's not going to agree with everything you say, but so what? He doesn't need to be attacked for doing what he's paid to be doing. And it was typical Mourinho. He was vicious in his post and over the top, and saying Paul Scholes, if he won the quarter of the medals that he ever won as a manager, he'd be a successful manager. Well, nobody made the point. Well, I haven't had any money betting, but if Mourinho had won a quarter of the medals that Scholes won as a player, then he could brag about that as well. The fact is, and it didn't stop him being a great manager, but he couldn't actually keep snow off his shoes, as they say. But that's my attack on Mourinho. Okay.
But there again, I'm only doing it on your programme. Mourinho is manager of Manchester United, a very, very great position in the world, Eamon, to be having a go at an ex-player who is actually a legend. I don't think he's doing himself any favours with the Manchester United supporters, because there'd be more affection for Scholes than there would for Mourinho at the moment from Manchester United followers, Eamon. I thought it was just absolutely outrageous, and it was typical of him, a mean-spirited comment that there was no need to make.